Snow was falling in thick, silent waves, blanketing the little town in eerie stillness. Twinkling lights adorned every house, but the streets were empty as if the town itself had drawn inward, hiding from something it couldn't name. Sarah leaned against her frosted window, watching the snowflakes swirl in the glow of the streetlights. Christmas was her favorite time of year, but this year felt off. The warmth of the season was missing, replaced by a cold that seeped into her bones. Her phone buzzed, a text from her best friend Claire. "Do not go outside tonight. Promise me," the text said. Sarah frowned. Claire had been acting weird lately, talking about someone or something that was coming for her. She said it wasn't safe to be alone, especially at night. Sarah dismissed it as stress. Claire always took the holidays too seriously. But then she heard it. A faint voice carried on the wind, sweet and haunting. It sounded like an old Christmas tune. Sarah strained to listen, her breath fogging up the glass. The words were faint, but unmistakable.
"I just want you for my own."
A chill crawled up her spine. She shook her head, trying to laugh it off. "Just a caroler," she muttered, but deep down she knew better. The voice didn't sound joyful. It sounded hungry. The singing grew louder, closer.
"More than you could ever know."
Her heart thudded in her chest as she backed away from the window. She locked the door, bolting it twice, and reached for her phone to call Claire. When she dialed the number, she thought she could hear Claire's phone ringing. But why would Claire's phone be ringing here? Outside, the voice continued, low and syrupy, dripping with malice.
"May my wish come true."
Suddenly a shadow moved outside her window, something tall, impossibly thin, with glowing eyes that burned like coal. It swayed as it moved, as if it were dancing to the tune it sang. Sarah's hands trembled as she grabbed a kitchen knife. The shadow stopped, and for a moment the singing ceased.
"All I want for Christmas is you."
The door rattled, the locks bending under an unseen force. Sarah stumbled back, the knife slick in her sweaty hands. The thing outside began to hum, its voice vibrating through the walls.
"I don't care about the presents."
The door burst open, the wind howling in, carrying with it the scent of pine, rot, and something metallic. Sarah screamed, running into the next room and slamming the door. She pressed her back against it, but the hum was already inside, vibrating through her chest, her skull, her teeth. The lights flickered. The singing was everywhere now, in the walls, in her head.
"There's just one thing I need."
A pair of burning eyes appeared in the darkness before her, attached to a form that seemed to stretch forever. Its limbs long and twisting, its face a grotesque parody of joy. Sarah's knife clattered to the floor as she fell to her knees. Her body was too heavy to move. The last thing she saw was Claire's phone in the creature's hand. Its voice wrapped around her like chains.
"All I want for Christmas is you."
The next morning, the snow lay pristine over the town. Sarah was gone, just like Claire and all the others before her. But the singing didn't stop. It echoed faintly through empty streets, promising that someone else would be next.